Up next, at least 1 deleted and 9 injured in a Michigan church shooting. Let's deep dive.
This is CNN Breaking News.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Danny Freeman sitting in for Frederica Whitfield, and we're beginning this hour with breaking news. A mass shooting at a Mormon church in Michigan has left 1 person dead and 9 others injured, including children. Police say the shooter rammed his truck through the front doors. At the same time, a large fire started at the church. Now, officials just gave a press conference a short time ago. Let's take a listen.
Here to give you some preliminary details on an incident that happened earlier today at 10:25 a.m. within Blanc Township. First off, I'd like to say our thoughts and prayers go out to the victims of this incident, which is completely unnecessary and unavoidable. The incident that we're going to talk about here today, as I said, was happening at 10:25 a.m. at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which is located at 4285 McCandless Road. During this incident, what we know right now is that a 40-year-old suspect from Burton, he's a male, he drove his vehicle through the front doors of the church. He then exited his vehicle, firing several rounds at individuals within the church. 10 gunshot victims have been transported to local hospitals at this time, including one who has been deceased. Officers who were trained immediately responded to the area. One was a DNR officer, and then one was a Blanc Township officer, where they met the suspect and they engaged in gunfire with that particular individual, neutralizing that suspect, and that suspect is no longer with us. As I said, it is a 40-year-old male from Burton. During all this incident as well, there was a fire that occurred, and we believe that was deliberately set by the suspect.
Oh, wow.
We do believe that we will find additional victims once we have that scene secure. That fire was just extinguished by the Blanc Township Fire Department within the past hour. So where we go from here is we have investigators. We're going to do search warrants on the suspect's residence. We're going to find out if there was a motive. We're going to go through cell phone records, things like that. We had FBI, they're devoting 100 agents to this area, because as you can imagine, there's a lot of witnesses that were within the church, and that is a lot of witness information, statements that we have to obtain. So I'd like to thank all the agencies who responded, the City of Blanc, Genesee County, Oakland County Sheriff's Office, Flint Township Police Department, the DNR, the State Police.
As this developed, I know a lot of people are gonna try and jump to either or side and say that this was a politically charged event. Me personally, I typically try and hold back judgment on situations like this until more information comes out. What I will say is this is tragic, but I don't think that this gives credence to those who believe that Americans shouldn't have a Second Amendment right.
And the ATF. I will provide additional information for you at 5 p.m., but I am willing to take any questions that you have that I could possibly answer right now.
Chief, can you talk about the kind of the progress of events? Did the suspect set the fire, then get back inside of his vehicle and then ran the front door, or did it all happen at the same time?
So from what I understand, and again, this is just a preliminary investigation right now, from what I have been briefed on, is that he rammed the vehicle through the front door, exited, then started firing shots. We are still trying to determine exactly when and where that fire ended up coming from and how it got started. So we believe it was deliberately set, though, by the suspect.
You gotta think, right? These people probably didn't know what was going on. Like, imagine there being a fire and then a car running through, and they're probably trying to see if this guy's okay, and he jumps out and he's firing shots at people. You gotta be like a sick person to do something like that, especially the people that's in church.
Were they in an active service when this happened?
Yes, the service was active. There was hundreds of people within the church.
Wow. Dang.
Are you sure it's only one suspect at this point, or is it possible other people help setting the fire? What have you?
Yes, it is one suspect that we know of at this point. We do not believe that there's a threat to the public. We believe that we have the guy who did this.
Andy,
Sir.
could you comment at all on the severity of the injuries at this time?
We have a couple in critical condition. Like I said, one is deceased. The rest of them are in stable condition.
So a couple, meaning 3 or 2, I'm sorry?
One deceased. The suspect is deceased as well. And then multiple victims are in critical condition. We do believe that we will find some additional victims once we find the area where the fire was.
Any word on the weapon? Yeah.
An assault rifle.
AR.
Any, as far as ammunition, did he have a lot of ammunition?
That I don't know of yet, and I could get you later.
I don't.
Hey.
Was the suspect known to authorities, and do you have any connection to anyone who was in that church?
Right now, we don't have any of that information, but I'm confident that our investigators, along with the FBI, we're going to end up uncovering all that information and provide that at a later time for you.
Chief, to clarify, you said there may be additional victims like inside the church? Or?
Yes, where the fire was. So, and the reason why we can't confirm that just yet is because it was a large fire, and we do believe that there was people up there that were near that fire and they were unable to get out of the church. So we do believe that we will find additional victims once we're able to search that, once there's no signs of a fire reigniting.
So do you believe then that the victims that are still there, they succumbed to fire injuries or gunshots, or you're not sure yet?
That I'm not sure, but I could provide all that information hopefully at 5 p.m.
Shots were fired.
Shots were fired, yes.
And he had no idea how many, though, at this point.
No idea how many at this time.
Can you describe the church? Is there like a worship area and then like a gathering space or something like that?
That I have not been in, so I can't tell you the layout.
Chief, can you kind of describe the process of how things change for tactical response when there's an active fire? Every training I've seen, it's always been a building that has not been on fire. So how do you then deal with an active shooter when you have that situation happening as well?
Well, we are here at Blanc Township, and there's a lot of agencies within the state of Michigan. We are specifically trained to go right to the threat in an active shooter situation. And I'm proud of my guys and the DNR who responded to this scene, who immediately took that suspect out, so there was no additional victims.
You gotta imagine how brave you gotta be to know that this guy is an active shooter and jump right into the line of fire. That is commendable.
So it was a great job by our staff. Okay.
So I understand it was a law enforcement officer that neutralized the suspect?
Yes, there's 2 law enforcement officers involved. I will be back here at 5 p.m. to give you additional information and hopefully answer some of the questions that you guys went over here today. So, okay. Supervisor Bennett.
I know the initial thought when it comes to something like this is to take it to a political place, you know, as if it's politically charged. I know the initial thought when it comes to something like this is to make it politically charged and see what the person's political affiliation was and determine if that was the reason for them acting out, you know. But I try my best to keep an open mind and just wait for the investigation, as well as understanding the value of the loss of life and being empathetic to that. This, you know, nobody deserves to die like that, you know, or to be taken out like that. My mind can go a million places. This guy could have been, you know, a jealous ex. Who knows? So just, you know, keep an open mind. That's what I think. You know, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments though.
Everybody shut the fuck up. Hey, shut the fuck up. Let me tell you something right now.
If you made it this far, check out Jazz and Anton going at it on the panel. I mean, it really gets very disrespectful, I must say.